Speed review of these games. WNA and Eagle City only, since that's what Starling wanted me to do. And this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Zilla probably, out of all of the hammers that I've played against, that I've seen, Zilla has to be one of the best at hiding what they're playing as early game. Zilla might be the best at doing so. Considering how because the path that Zilla normally takes is right. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's so good that you don't really know what path Zilla takes in the early game, but on WNA, a majority of the time it ends up just going around this path, ends up going through here, right? And when you're going through this gate, it leaves you with options, right? Being at this gate, right, it allows you to attack here, it allows you to attack here, allows you to attack here, it allows you to attack here, depending on the situation, and depending on how your team might want to play. And the reason why this is beneficial based on their team composition is they have a secondary hammer, so they can just stick one hammer here and it will be perfectly fine. So that was really good by Zilla. In all three WNA matches, that was something that I really liked because it forced me to drop off the wall that I was standing on because I felt at risk. So instead of me spending that time, if I was in comms with people, I'd be communicating positions. Instead of spending that time communicating positions, I now have to spend that time thinking about playing defense, right? This first game, I know for a fact they managed to get away with taking Minor for free. Minor cage for free, because again, I did not know what Zilla was going to do. I did not expect what Zilla was going to do. I picked it up in the next two games, meaning that this is something that it's fine if you're playing against a team that's never played or seen footage of you before, but if a team has played against you or seen footage, they'll know that is something that ends up happening. The reason why I have no issue saying that is because Zilla does this in ranked as well. This is just something that happens in ranked too. It's nothing crazy. It's non-standard. Zilla's the only one I've seen do it, but it's not anything brand new for this set of scrims specifically. Black Lightning does something crazy here, but it ends up being okay at the end of the day. Why is it okay? Why do I think this play is okay? I think this play is okay because, obviously I am almost 1,000,000% sure Black Lightning doesn't know why this play is fine, but this play is fine because the locations of 3 members of the map are known, right? We know that Zilla is behind on our inner cage. We know that we know that Starling is sitting at his inner cage, and we know that Skyworld is also hovering mid. And off of this, we can deduce that probably the last member is at their outer. But yeah. So this is. I don't want to call it a relatively standard start. I would say this is a pretty bad start. But they end up coming out ahead because I believe, right? Well, we'll see. I know they have their outer and their okay. Based on point score, we know that they have their outer and our they have their outer. I'm talking about 4K. 4K has their outer and their, what is it? I'm thinking. They have their outer and they have the opponent's inner cage, right? And I know that their opponents, my team, has our outer, and we just ended up taking mid. So the only drone that would be left up is Starling's team 4K's inner corner, which is if I'm being honest, is a pretty good position to be in, because that drone's on your side of the map. It's easier for you to defend. Your opponent has to commit more, and they have to give up more of the map in order to actually aggress on that drone properly. So yeah, I mean, this is just standard yo-yo play, right? Good play by Starling. Tony secures in inner corner, which is good. And I mean, right? Look, this is a situation where if Starling really wants, he can go to outer corner. If you saw that drone was up, that drone had about 7 seconds left to respawn. I mean, gum dash, short dash over there. You'll get there on drone spawns. You know that Tony's going to your outer. You know that your inner cage is gone. You know that mid is going to be respawning in probably 13 seconds, which leaves you enough time. The only issue is that Zilla's low HP, so you kind of have to play support. Yeah. But this is a situation where if the play was necessary, you could go outer to. It's a gamble, right? Do you want to secure a bigger lead? Do you want to stuff their hammer more, or do you want to secure the lead that you already have? So I mean, I don't know. We'll see what you end up doing here, Starling. Starling ends up all right. He ends up saying, "All right, we're gonna help Zilla out here." Good. Ends up trading. Goes for the extended combo. Okay, this is one of the situations where, again, right? What do you prioritize? Like, what do you prioritize in this position, right? Do you prioritize getting the trade kill on Kimmy, who just killed the hammer, or do you prioritize stopping the other hammer from doing their job because you just killed one? That's the thing. I mean, Starling prioritized trying to kill Kimmy, but it never actually ended up being successful, which is something that could be really, 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 really bad. Like, that's the kind of play that can actually end up throwing for your team, because if you don't secure that kill on Kimmy and you get blindsided by another member on the enemy team, I mean, you lose so much mid pressure. It's insane. Because again, you're playing yo-yo, like you're playing the definitive mid control weapon. Like, it'll be really big if you tried to make this play and you ended up dying for free. So yeah. So you see that the opponent's outer just went down. So you can logically assume, and again, obviously, you know how I play. Like, Starling's team knows how I play. I don't make it a secret how I play. I play boring. I play basic. I play straightforward. I will run the same route the entire game. So Starling sees that the outer goes down. He should know, based on what he's seen of the enemy hammer, based on his experiences playing with this enemy hammer, he knows that he's coming to this outer drone next, or he's coming to his inner cage next, no matter what. So we'll see if he plays this properly, because once we're at the stage where we can watch footage, right, of other teams and start analyzing how they like to play, plays like this will become more commonplace, and general plays like the ones that I've been going over multiple times in all the other VOD reviews, those start to become less commonplace, you know. Like, it's kind of the things, here's on a side tangent on meta, right? You go from not having to a meta, right? Then you establish a meta, and all the teams play the meta game. And then once teams played the meta game enough and understand it, they start finding ways to counter the meta game. And once we get to the stage of finding ways to counter the meta game, that's when it might seem like, oh, I guess there is no meta game. Because the things that teams are doing are so wacky, and they're so personalized for the specific team that they're playing and the teammates they're playing with and the people they're playing against, that it might seem like the game has devolved outside. It has devolved outside of a general play style for most teams, when in fact it's evolved because most teams have developed a distinguished strategy. This is something you see with NWA. This is something that you see with Neo. They have distinguished strategies. They might generally serve as the meta, but because it's so personalized to who they are as a team, I consider it something beyond just general meta game. Anyway, let's see what Starling ends up doing. So he ends up securing mid, which is something that he doesn't need to do because Skywell Curling has chill in the yo-yo vortex. So you can essentially put this aside, and you know Tony's gonna. So this is a situation, right? This is a situation in which you see Skyworld has Chill on lock. And you see either through communication or through game sense, you know that, okay, there's a high likelihood that Tony is going to come mid and take this drone. Those two pieces of information, right, add the fact that you know that the enemy hammer is going to go to their inner cage. There's no reason for you not to be at the enemy's inner cage. You can play at a range in which it's not committal. You're playing yo-yo, right? It's light harassment that you can always that you can get away with for free, right? Because you're playing yo-yo, because you have the range, right? It's nothing to Y harass and just turn around if your teammates need help. It costs you nothing. There's no cooldown on throwing your Y and recalling it. There's no effort, low lag, low end lag. It's free, right? You can harass the hammer, and if your team needs help, you can just recall your yo-yo, turn around, and now you can assist your team with the fight. So you can kill two birds with one stone. Fully turning around and fully committing to this play, it's what I consider it unnecessary, based on the conditions that I just stated. But again, I mean, the mid drone gets secured for free, and again, Tony just wasted his time. Because you've made that play, because you spent effort into taking that middle drone, Tony now just wasted his time. He just appeared mid, now he has nothing to do. However, he gets bailed out because inner cage is coming up, so now he has an objective. I have no idea why you're pathing this way, by the way. I just want to tell you, there's no reason for you to path. You're pathing towards a drone that doesn't exist. Path towards the drone that does exist, and you know that your team has a high likelihood of going towards anyway. You know that inner cage is coming up. There's no reason why for you not to be there. Again, in the conditions, you were there when I stated the conditions that if your outer cage is that if your inner cage is down and mid is down, you can contest their outer cage for free, because by the time the fight ends and you die and you respawn, both mid and your inner cage will be up. So I don't know why you're pathing this way. You're wasting time. You throw a gumshoot, still wasting time. You see two people at half HP, gum dash at them, force them to back up. They can't fight you. They don't have the HP they don't have the HP. They don't have the room for error. Right? You have so much space for error because you have double their life. They don't have that same luxury. Again, wasting time. Now you enter the fight. At this point, though, the fight's over. I secure the drone. I'm gone. I'm out of there. I end up getting 10-she'd. It's whatever. I mean, it's a play that doesn't need to happen. And again, comms, anything. Tony, hey, I just got a double bag. You know, two people are down. Guess what? Now you can go to the outer corner. Why can you go to the outer corner? You know, two of them are dead, and you know two of them just died, which means respawns are about five seconds from the moment of death. So you know respawns are like 5-6 seconds. It's literally costs you nothing to double gum dash over there and take that drone for free. You will get that drone and you will be out of there. You know Tony can just take this mid drone, because he's alive and and the outer cage drone just died. The enemy's inner cage just died. So you know Tony is free to rotate mid to take mid drone. You know that two are dead, which means it's safe to go their outer. So there's no reason for you to make this play. Right? I mean, this play, there's no reason for you to be here. Tony can very easily take this drone. Not only can he take it faster, but it's also more efficient, because now you get to 4-1. Now you get to 4-1 the enemy for free. Anyway. And again, Tony shows up. He shows up late. And imagine if you just said, okay, go mid immediately. Upon getting that tenchi, you say go mid immediately, right? And I'll go to their outer. Now you just get two drones for free, right? You might get pressured, but you can take it fast enough in which you won't lose your life for it. And now you're pushing too far forward, right? Do you know where your support is? Again, I'm not listening to the comms, but you have to know where your teammates are in reference to your positioning, right? Because Chill is coming off respawns. He sees you overstepping your bounds. He sees you regressing onto Kimmy. If you don't have help, Chill just gum dashes over. You just die for free. Absolutely for free. Especially if you have spinner or tornado, right? You're in a position that is fine on paper, but in the context of the game, this is really scary. If you know where your teammates are, and if you know your teammates are close, this play is fine. But if you don't know where your teammates are, and you don't know if your teammates are close, this play is atrocious. And I hate it with every fiber of my being, right? Again, you're taking risks. Okay, all right. Skyward was behind you the whole time. Fine, beautiful, amazing. However, the next step is, right, you know you have piercing mixer. Just make the play. Just make the piercing mixer play. Just make the piercing mixer play. Because again, you know what my plan is. You know what the enemy hammer's plan is. You know that no matter what happens, the enemy hammer is going to appear at the inner cage regardless of whether or not it gets taken. So, if that's the case, then why not make sure that inner cage goes down and you have the opportunity to contest, right? For free. Because you have piercing mixer. Just back up. Force him to respect you. I remember this situation. Okay. I remember this situation. This was a situation where I got double Tenshi'd. I got Tenshi'd by Tony, and then I got Tenshi'd by Zilla. But, yeah. And again, I mean, this play is, again, like, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. But you really get, oh, okay. And, again, with wasting time. I see you're looking for a piercing mixer, but, again, like, wasting time. Skyworld is 1v3ing right now. She's 1v3ing right now. Help her. Please. She needs help. She needs assistance. I mean, she probably doesn't need assistance, but, like, still, if you're there, right? Imagine if you're there when Skyworld's making these plays. Like, Black Lightning dies 2. You get a 2-for-0. You get the drone and you get out of there alive. I mean, Skyworld ends up dying. Again, and because you spend the time just kind of just dancing around, Skyworld ends up dying for free. And again, you use piercing mixer, but it was in a position where you didn't need to use it. Or you used it too late. As a side note, Kimmy, this is griefing. Don't do this ever. Never do this. Never do this. Kimmy, chill if you're still in chat. I'm not reading chat. Chill if you're still. Tell Kimmy, never go there. You see this area? You see this area over here? You see this area over here? Never go here. Never go here. Unless you have a weapon that has tornado or Tenshimuyo. Don't go there. Don't go here. Don't go here. You will literally die for free every time. Yeah, just don't go there. There's nothing for you to do there. There's no objective to fight for over there. If you die for free. If you get caught, your teammates aren't in a position to help you without sacrificing the middle of the map. Just don't fight there. Just don't ever gum dash there. If I see you gum dash there again on any broadcast or at any time, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah. Feel free to clip that, please. Anyway, where was I? Like, Kimmy! What are you doing? Run! Go away! Run! This is so risky. Hiya. And you're still there! Alone! Turn around! Leave! You're alone. You're willingly subjecting yourself to a 1v2. You're willingly subjecting yourself to a 1v3. This is, no. Never do this. Never do this. Never do this. So, you see this? You see this? This is getting you no points. You're not being productive. There's no pressure on the map. There's nothing. Yes, you've isolated Starling, but it's on his side of the map, which means that his team will back him up at some point. Against a coordinated team, you can't do stuff like this. You'll just get blown up for it. I mean, ends up getting the E-pawn, but like again, like way too risky and too much wasted time. And again, because listen, and again, we make this play because mid and inner cage are gone. Like this is the only thing left to do. In addition, because we're behind by 6,000 points, we have to try and make a play to take the majority of the big drones that spawn on the map. This is a point in the game where, right, you see me, you see Black Lightning, and you see Chill all here. There's no reason for you to be here anymore. If we're talking like, okay, like I might be exaggerating when I say there's no reason for you to be there anymore, but the fact of the matter is, right, if you coordinate with your team, it's nothing for you and your hammer to go to enemy. Like Zilla, I'm sure Zilla would love to go to the enemy to my team's outer that is up right now. So if you coordinate that properly and say, okay, we'll just trade you 1-for-1 and call it a day, then it'll be fine. But instead, you're trying to take this fight in which if you lose, now your opponent is in a better position to come back into the game. So yeah, you end up stealing it, which ends up being fine, and you get an E-pawn as well. Okay, I mean, bad scenario becomes better. This is a good chase. I think this play is relatively okay. The only problem is with the fact that, again, where are your teammates relative to you? And also now you're in no man's land, right? You're in a position in which my team will respond faster than yours in almost any given scenario. In addition, you're giving up mid-control because again, if you look at WNA, there are 3 drones in the middle of the map. There is a 90% chance that 2 of them will be up at the same time. So, do you want to prioritize taking 2 drones or do you want to prioritize taking 1? Now, I'm no mathematician, but I can tell you that 2 is bigger than 1. So place your priorities where you need to place your priorities. Again, because you amass such a big lead from the early game, a play like this is whatever. But you see, right? You see what I just talked about came to happen. You're in no man's land. You're by yourself. You don't know where your teammates are. Your teammates don't know where you are. I mean, granted, you call them out, but they're not in a position to help. So instead of you thinking, okay, this is a free kill, right? Now you get harassed by Kimmy. And again, just imagine a situation in which you 100% die here. You end up killing me, which is like, again, it's whatever. But the fact, again, like you end up dying for free here. You're alone. There's no one to help you, and it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. And in a 1-for-1 trade in that position where you're in enemy territory, you don't want that. You don't ever want that. And this play's fine. Again, we're making aggressive plays because the onus is on us to try and come back in this game. But I mean, at this stage, we're too far behind. Early game was too big. Early game diff was a bit too big. This is a very aggressive piercing mixer, but because you know where everyone else on the map is, it ends up being okay. I mean, you end up dying here, but it's again, whatever. I mean, at this stage of the game's relatively over. There's nothing more for me to go over here. And okay, there is. Again, remember the situation that you were just in, where you were pursuing me at my outer, and Kimmy respawned and ended up killing you and trading 1-for-1, and you didn't get the drone? This is the same situation is happening, but it's Kimmy instead of you. Kimmy is harassing your hammer at your corner drone. Off respawn, you're able to show up and push him away. This is why going to corner without having distinct advantages is really, really bad. But yeah. Alright, when's this next game? Okay, early game. I know Zilla's going to do the same exact thing. The whole world knows it. If they watch footage, of course, or they ever played against Zilla. Mid-fight ends up going disastrous. When mid-fight goes bad, you just got to play damage control. Yeah, when mid-fight goes bad, your only option is to play damage control. And what that entails is this, right? You have to make sure that you get the 2 drones on your side of the map. You cannot let your opponent 4-1 you. That is your only goal when you lose the mid fight. Your only job is to not get 4-1. Your job is to make sure that the 2 drones on your side of the map end up going your way. So you end up continuing pursuing when what you should have done is retreated, because there's no way on the face of the planet that you're beating a ninja yo-yo, a spinner, and a drill all aggressing on you at the same time when you yourself are playing a yo-yo, spinner, All right, when you yourself are playing yo-yo and your only backup is from a hammer. So what you should have done is you should have retreated. You should have ceded space and banked on Skyworld's respawn to then try and recover the space that you just lost. Because now you're just staggering and now you're just bleeding. So because you died, now when Skyworld respawns, she then has to play a 1v3. Right? And if she chooses to aggress on the 1v3 and she ends up dying, now when you respawn, you have to play a 1v3. And this is how teams generate leads in the early game. This is Neo. This is what Neo does. This is what Neo does. Right? If you don't properly group and take fights together as a team and you keep trickling 1v1, good luck going against 3 katanas in a drill, right? They will be in your base, they will be in your spawn. If you die, they will camp there and they will wait, and you'll run in one at a time. One will go in, they'll die. The next one will respawn. The one who respawns will go in, they'll die. The one that just went in, right? They'll die. And it becomes a never-ending cycle until you get your ninjutsus. Then it's almost a definitive. I gain control of this space back. However, they will have theirs too because they've been on the map more, which means they've been farming more of the ninjutsu gauge. So you end up dying here, and now guess what Skyworld has to do? Skyworld has to play a 1v3. The reason why I say 1v3, even though Zilla is right there in the corner, as you can see, reason why I say 1v3 is because it's a hammer against two yo-yos. Like, good luck. You essentially have no help. You really have no help. Especially since it's Skate Hammer. If it was Sushi, now we can talk about, okay, Sushi Hammer has a little bit more options when it comes to helping defense against yo-yos or helping aggress onto yo-yos. But because it's Skate, good luck. So you end up dying. Now Skyworld has to play Skyworld has to play essentially a 1v3. So again, surprise. This is something that all team look. This is something that Neo does. This is something that NWA does. This is something that the Japanese teams do. Like, this is relative commonplace, right? Mid and outer Europe, the only drone left on the map is the enemy inner cage. Go. It's risk free. You lose nothing. So now you have to push off this engagement. And I'm getting the drone, which is best case scenario. But again, look. You're taking these fights when you're down numbers, right? When you are down numbers, right? Okay. This is the second time, right? You've taken, so one time, Skyworld ends up dying here, and you take a 1v3 over here. Right, you have what, Black Lightning, you have Chill, you have Kimmy, all you're here, like they're all in this area, and you're taking this 1v3, right? Again, this is a situation where, right, Tony takes this drone and he's gone, he's leaving. You honestly probably told him to leave, so he's not helping you. You just saw Skyworld die here, right? You just saw that Chill and Kimmy were here. So, and you know that both of them are playing yo-yo. So, why would you think it's a good idea? Why do you think that you can get? Let me flip this just so for consistency's sake. So Chill is here. Kimmy is here. Who else? And Starling, you're here. So why would you take this 1v2? You know both of them are playing yo-yo. Why do you think you can kill Chill for free? It will never be free, no matter how hard you try. Your one hammer is running this way. Your other hammer is doing God knows what in this area, and your only other support is dead. And again, this is one of the reasons why I personally, even though I know how to run proper double hammer, I don't suggest running double hammer, because now you're putting you in a position where you have to take these fights, otherwise you kind of just lose control of the map. Because again, right, Skyworld dies, you go in, you die, Skyworld respawns, Now Skyworld has to play a 1v2. Skyworld goes in. She dies. Now you respawn. You come in. You have to play a 1v2. You die. And now you're stuck in this loop. Again. Dope. I mean, they end up missing the kill, but again, the concept still stands, right? And I don't want to call this a bad play by Kimmy, but like they're already Kimmy's already there. So I mean, this play is fine. And again, Black Lightning is there too. So now you're more focused on repelling their engagement. End up doing a job. And again, this play is being made because mid and the opponent's inner cage are down. Yeah. So yep. Oh. Again, with these aggressive plays, end up securing. You end up whiffing the kill on Black Lightning, which is really bad, but he misplays mechanically, and you end up not getting punished. And now you're in my favorite position, where you have nothing to do. But because you're playing a point weapon, an aggressive weapon, now is the opportunity where now you can start looking for fights. Now you can start playing neutral, right? Like, just think of this, right? Think of this as a 1v1 or 1v2, right? Think of this as a 1v1 or 1v2. Or think of this as a 1v1 or a 2v2, like we run in the Warriors pit, right? If you're in a 1v1 or 1v2, you're not just going to run around and do nothing. You're going to try to pressure your opponent. Like, even if the drone is down, just because the drone is down, doesn't mean that you should just wander around and look for something to do. No, you have a divine goal, right? When you're playing this kind of weapon, just treat every encounter like it's a 1v1 at the Warriors pit. Treat almost every encounter, every team encounter as like if you're pairing with Gold Strike most of the time or Skyworld for most of the time, treat it as a 2v2 that you would run at the Warriors pit. Like, honest to God, because it's almost a similar comparison. Like you would never just look at how much time you're idling doing nothing. This wouldn't happen. You can't sit here and tell me that this is something that you would do in a legitimate 1v1. I've watched you play. I've watched you play these 1v1s. You would never spend this much time idling. Just because it's in a team environment doesn't mean that you just completely abandon all the stuff that you've practiced and you've done in these 1v1 situations, that you've done in Battle Royale. Like, this is why Battle Royale players are best suited for these kinds of weapons. This is why you would never force a Battle Royale player to be put on hammer, unless that's their main weapon that they play in BR, right? Like, I would never in my life force Immortal to play hammer. I would never in my life force any of the Neop guys to play hammer, because they're aware that the points in which they can fight and the points in which they have to sit back and start looking for other objectives. Like, spending this much time idling, and like again, this is something that I addressed in the last game too. Spending this much time idling is really, really bad, because at the end of the day, what you get judged on and what determines whether or not your team wins is points. I don't care about any of this team player bullcrap. I don't care about any of this other stuff. At the end of the day, it's points that matter and points that will speak. So, with that being said, how do you get points? You do damage. Do damage to anything. Okay? Well, you have 2 dedicated hammers. Don't have to worry about damage against drones. Okay, if you can't get points by doing damage against drones, guess what? You gotta hunt for people to fight, because that's the other way you get points. So, spending as much time as you are idling is very ill-advised. Like, you have an objective. That's the thing, right? You always need to be thinking ahead on what is my next objective. If you should never be in a position where you should be thinking to yourself, oh my God, I have nothing to do. You forced me last game in that position where I was like, oh my God, I have nothing to do right now. This is really, really, really bad. But you have a divine objective. You know that Tony is coming for your inner cage. Thus, your main priority should be, okay, I need to fight these people to stop them from getting there. to getting to my inner cage. I need to fight these people and play defense to stop these people from getting to my inner cage. This idling that you're doing right now for positioning doesn't really do much. And your positioning, you're not even idling into a good position. Because yes, you have quote unquote the flank, but where's Black Lightning right now? Do you know? Do you know where Black Lightning is right now? If you know where Black Lightning is, this positioning is fine. But if you don't know where Black Lightning is, you're just asking to get hit in the back. Yeah. And then, yeah, guess who was behind you? Guess who was behind you? Right? And you end up dying for it again, right? You didn't even put yourself in a good position, right? You weren't even in a good enough position to take that fight, right? So I mean, at this stage of the game, it's tough. Like, now you got to start making plays. Now you got to fight for your inner and your mid so that you can start making those non-committal pushes towards the enemy's outer corner. So that should be on. That should be one of the big overarching things that should be on your mind at this point, at this stage in the game. So, this is a good mixer. I mean, okay. This is a good mixer. I'm not listening to the comms, but I know at that point I literally had 1 HP. So either that was communicated, or what. But this was a good mixer because you ended up sniping me. And again, all right. What is your next objective? What is your next objective? If I'm you, I'm saying make sure Black Lightning is gone. Make sure that he is not pressuring your team anymore. That would be my next goal. You recognize, okay, you look, you see, all right, Skyworld has him, we're set. Move on to the next thing. You see Zilla fighting Chill. Don't make your big weapon here. What are you doing? Your team needs help. There's no time for you to make your big weapon. Stop. Go help your teammate. Again, you arrive way later than you should have. And Zilla ends up losing HP. I mean, and that's something where if you just gum dash over there, you even have the opportunity to try and break the parry, you know? But as I mentioned, and I will make note of this, you guys are making plays to get back into the game. You guys are making plays to get back into the game. Again, I mean, you end up arriving late. You don't secure the kill on Chill. You lose the drone, and you end up dying with your big weapon accomplishing almost nothing. So, again, as you can see on the kill cam, guess where we're gonna push, right? No drone, no mid is gone, inner cage is gone. Push up. It should happen every time. And that's what ends up happening. Surprise, surprise. So, again, you don't need to play for positioning here, right? You just want to make sure that you get this drone. I mean, that's it. Oh, good play, good team fight, good team fight win. So, I don't know why you're pathing this way. I'm gonna keep pointing out these small things, right? I'm gonna keep pointing out these small things because these are things that I don't know. I don't know why you're doing them. Like in a 1v1 environment, you wouldn't do this. In a team environment, for some reason, you keep doing these things, right? Why? What is this hesitation, right? You look behind you. You see Kimmy's behind you. You see Skyworld is alive. Just take the drone. Skyworld has your back. Trust your teammates. Trust the bros. The bros got your back. In this game, I mean, in this case, the girl got your back. But like, damn, that drone. This mid drone should just be gone. There's no reason why this should still be up, right? Recognize that your teammate has your back in this situation. That it's your teammate's responsibility to make sure that Kimmy stays off of you. It's not your responsibility to make sure Kimmy stays off of you. Your responsibility is to make sure that drone is just secured. But NWA is on their way. They're coming back off respawns. This mid drone needs to go as soon as possible so it can't be contested. You know? Now we're in a position where it gets contested. All because you didn't focus the drone down, right? You focus the drone down. Chill has nothing to do now. He's looking for people to fight now. But because that drone hasn't been focused down yet, now Chill has an opportunity to steal, and he ends up stealing. So, yep. And again, I'm going to mention again the idea that now your hammer has nothing to do. Fortunately, Zilla's a way better scrapper than I am, so he's able to be more effective. But again, your hammer is in a position where there are no drones on the map for them to take, and now they're kind of just lost and forced to fight people. And when you're in this position, you'd much rather have Sushi instead of Skate Hammer. That's all I'm going to say. Black Lightning ends up getting the kill. You should have died. You are so lucky. If Mansa was on, you were dead there, by the way. I just want to let you know. And I'll keep pointing out these small things, right? This is something that, no, right? You know he has Punishing Blade. Don't take big risk. You have the Y button. Use the Y button. Don't try to snipe him with teleport. Try to snipe them with the Y button. If this was Mansa on that Punishing Blade, you die there for free every time. You will get gunbound and you will die there off of his Punishing Blade. 100 million billion %. I guarantee you. I will put money on it. I mean, it ends up not mattering because you end up getting the kill anyway. But my point still stands. Again, Kimmy doing something really dumb. I don't know why Kimmy does this. Stop it. Stop going in these positions where you know that you have a high likelihood of dying. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for your team. Because if you die, imagine if you die for free in the enemy team spawn. You just left your team in a 4v3. Especially since the person's killing you. The person that's going to kill you or is positioned to kill you has Piercing Mixer. That means they'll be able to assist their team right off the bat. So, yeah. And also, I mean, don't even gum dash towards this fight. Just press Piercing Mixer. There are 30 seconds left. The game is close. You need any kind of points you can grab here. And now, once again, right, you're looking for people to fight when your main objective should be getting in a position where you can get a good Piercing Mixer. Because, like, a good mixer just wins you the game. Like this one. Which you do, but because you didn't get to that position preemptively, right, you were able to be tracked and immediately punished. Here, I cheese you through the wall. And this is my favorite part. This is revenge for abusing me this entire series. So Kimmy ends up getting the good Piercing Mixer. And, I mean, even though your team's at mid, like, 2K points, 3K points is hard to come back from. Yeah, I mean, that's game 2. Game 3. Okay. This is where we start metagaming, and this is where I spent most of this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I spent most of this game laughing my ass off from the amount of resources that you committed towards stopping me, and I honestly felt honored that I received this much attention, because I'm not the person that you should be paying attention to the most, right? You know what I'm going to do. You know for a fact what I'm going to do. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So, why is it bad that you're placing all the attention on the hammer, right? You know what I'm going to do. You don't know what the other 3 members of the enemy team are going to do. If you know what I'm going to do, you can arrive at positions that you know I'm going to arrive at. You can be at my inner drone when it spawns, and you'll get the same effect that you would get by making this play. It's much better for you to track the 3 people who you don't know what they're going to do. Because when you don't know what they're going to do, you need to be able to react and adapt to all of their options, right? So, by you committing your resources to stop me, you're stopping a known factor. Now, Would you rather stop a known factor or spend time researching and understanding and trying to stop an unknown factor when you have one known factor compared to your 3 unknowns? Most people would say, I mean, if I know what the known factor is going to do, then I might as well stop it because it'll be the easiest to do. It's like, yes, while it might be the easiest, you don't know the scale or the danger of the other 3 factors that are at play. And if you don't spend time figuring out the scale at which the other 3 factors can cause damage to what your game plan is or what your team wants to do, or in this hypothetical example, right, you don't know the damage of what they're going to do to your property, right? If you don't know those things, you might end up, right? You might end up allowing more damage than you would normally want, right? You spend all these resources, right? Look, I'm wasting time here. I'm wasting time. My job is to waste your time. I'm not looking for drones anymore. I want to waste your time. I know you're coming for me, right? I know you're on the way. I know you're on the way, right? I'm wasting your time here. I'm wasting your time here. Look, you're still wasting time here, by the way. Zilla's there to back you up, so it's fine. But again, note the position of the rest of the team and note where you are. The rest of my team, they're coming right behind. They're coming right behind Chill. You're in enemy territory. Even if one of them died earlier, they're coming off respawns as well. This is something that can go really bad here. So, see what happens. First off, I don't even die. You lose nothing. Or you gain nothing here. Right? I don't even die for it. Right? I still get the drone as well. And I'm out of there. And now you're stuck in a 2v1. You have no shields, and now you just die. Mid's respawning too, so you lose mid. Thankfully, Zilla's there to back you up. Ends up securing, and it's fine. Kimmy, again. Kimmy. Chill, whoever's in chat, please, I want you to clip what I'm about to say. Okay? I'm begging you. Whoever is still listening, I need you to clip this. Kimmy, please stop pushing into the enemy team's outer corner drone when you don't know where the rest of your teammates are and you are by yourself. Please, I am begging you. If Starling just turned around, you die for free, and you just throw the game for the rest of your team, because now you will lose mid control, because it will be a 4v3 instead of a 3v3 or a 4v4. Got it? Glad we come to a realization together. Chill makes a fine play. You see Skyworld again about committing resources. What is Skyworld doing? Why is she in our base? What does it achieve? You're going to lose mid and you're going to lose inner for free. I'm wasting time here. My life doesn't matter. I know what I'm going to do. The whole world knows what I'm going to do. You don't know what the other 3 people are going to do. You know that even if you kill me, all I'm going to do is respawn and go to outer and continue to do what I was going to do. So you know this. So why waste your time trying to go out of your way to stop it when you could spend time containing the other factors of the enemy team? So, again, mid, both outer corner drones are up. Chill's making a play that probably shouldn't make, right? Again, like, Chill, where is your team? You don't know where your team is. You see Zilla come off respawn. This is over aggression. This is over aggression because you don't have the backup of your team. I see you try to go for a steal. So right here, Chill. If you're listening here, just dash out of the parry and leave. Just run away. There's no position. There's no reason for you to engage in this parry. You don't get anything out of it. Because even if you win the parry, you're probably going to die anyway. And even if you don't die, you just shouldn't be there. Just as a general rule of thumb. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, you don't even win the parry. It's really bad. And again, look at what happens. Mid is gone. Your inner corner is gone. Now you get to push their outer corner, the enemy's inner corner for free. Absolute free. You get the drone, but trade Tunchi, it's whatever. Again, in response to seeing this, my team pushes your outer. But again, because what you did was risk-free, you have time to pull back and respond. Chill, you're in a 1v3. Just leave. You're never winning this. Lucky for you, you pressed the correct button. So you get to run away with your life, I guess. It's whatever. So when you have piercing mixer, you want to spend time, right? All this posturing that you're doing, right? Instead of posturing for a better position to fight, posture for a good mixer. You don't even have to be in that fight if you just mixer that drone, right? Mixer that drone and outer. You don't even have to be in that fight. Your teammates are in a position to stop anyone from cutting off your piercing mixer, so there's no reason for you to try not to make that play. And then, again, when we talk about creating vacuums, look, all right. Why are Tony and Skyworld in my spawn? Why? Okay? Let me. In case it wasn't clear to you, right? This drone is respawning. This drone is respawning, and your corner is respawning. Right? Now, imagine someone on my team recognizes this. Right? And imagine, right, if one of them just ran to the outer. Or one of them, I mean, it'd probably be Chill, right? If Chill ran to the outer. Or Chill just jumped over and ran here. And now you have to, you're put into a 1v1 position that if you lose the drone. And your team, especially if it's at this corner drone, your team is not in a position to help you. Just look. Black Lightning and Kimmy are fighting Zilla mid. Skyworld and Tony are fighting. Your first instinct is to go help Zilla, but what happens if the last member of NWA ends up heading towards your outer? Now you're kind of screwed, especially if you cannot win the 1v1. Like if Chill is coming through with Spinner, good luck. You just die. You're dead. So again, suboptimal mixer, but. Again, I mean, it does what it needs to do, and you end up getting the KO, so it's fine. Don't make your big weapon when you need to help your team. Make your big weapon in all your times that you've wasted posturing. That's when you make your big weapon. You don't make your big weapon then when one of your teammates might need help. Just as a general rule of thumb. I can't say for certain whether or not that was fine, but it is what it is. Again, like, what is this posturing? What is this posturing, right? You just dashed over mid and you know mid is coming up. Create space. Go out of your way to try and create space. Know where your teammates are and know how far up you can push. You're playing yo-yo. Press the Y button to push people off of where they want to be. By you dashing back, you just let Chill walk in mid for free. You have two hammers there. They can't fight back against yo-yos. You just left them for the wolves by dashing back like this. So now Zilla and Tony have to deal with two hammers trying to steal their drones. Good parry interrupt. But you don't end up securing the kill. And you end up having to be in a position where you have to interrupt the parry in order to secure that drone. When you could have put yourself in a position where you could have just not let them get close enough to begin with. All you had to do is delay for half a second. Tony and Zilla are both there. That drone gets melted if there are two hammers there. Anyway. I mean, Chill and Kimmy pushing with low HP. I mean, just bread and butter. Just punish them for it. There's no reason for that play would be fine if they were at higher HP values, but they're not. So now again, you know mid and you know that your outer cage is gone. Now you can make this aggressive push. You end up doing so, which is fine. I have Tenshimuyo. Now you're at a numbers disadvantage, and now you have to leave. Your job is to get out of there. Your job isn't to try and make this play, because now you end up dying for free. Right? When you don't have numbers, your job is to back up and regroup. Don't aggress when you know you're in an unwinnable situation. Okay. Black Lightning, why are you here? Again, stop pushing the enemy team's outer corner. When you do not have the numbers advantage, the enemy did not just die within 1 second, and you don't know where the rest of your team is. Because now Black Lightning just dies for free. Starling, turn around and kill Black Lightning. He should not be able to get away with that for free. Anyway, the only way that play is fine is if you prioritize getting your inner cage, which is big. Now you're being more indecisive. And now, not only do you not help your hammer, not only do you not, you also don't end up securing your inner corner, or you don't help securing in your corner. You just manage to do nothing. Don't do nothing. Do something. Fight someone. Kimmy's right there. Okay. Now you have something to do, right? Make a play. I'm not going to get into small mechanical details, but what I can tell you is that break attack is the worst thing you can throw out when you're trying to help someone. Mixer. Press the mixer button. No? Okay. I mean, another example, right? You go for outer, guess what? I'm off respawn, so I'm going to contest you. I don't win this fight. I never expected to win this fight. My only job was to waste your time here. Right? Because the more time you spend not getting that drone, listen, I'm worth 570 points. The drone is worth 1,300. 500 upon destroying it. So, I am happy with you killing me here, because it means that my team is amassing a bigger lead by taking the drones elsewhere on the map, and the chances that my team respawns or rotates to help me out is higher. And if you kill me and don't get the drone, you just lost 600 points for free, right? I'm not dead. I'm not dead yet. I'm still wasting your time, by the way. You pop piercing mixer, okay, it's fine. But you only end up securing one drone. You get the drone on the KO, but all that time you just spent, like, doing nothing. And when I say nothing, I don't mean literally nothing. This wasn't a situation where you did literally nothing, but what you achieved was not even close. Like, all you had to do, right? What you should have... See, I don't like talking about... Again, hindsight 2020. But the fact of the matter is, if you just farmed piercing mixer and put yourself in a position to kill me upon me taking that drone, you would have gotten the same result while also having time to assist your team in their push towards the crucial inner cage drone of the enemy. Yeah. So, I mean, this one ends up being close. But yeah. If there's anything I want you to focus on, you specifically, Starling, if there's anything I want you to focus on, it's for you to constantly keep goals in your head. Constantly, like it's like you're playing an RPG, right? It's like you're playing an RPG, right? That an RPG that's giving you random quests, right? It's like those surprise quests that show up in Genshin. Like, you don't even know they're there. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, there's a quest over there. I gotta go over and help. That's what should be popping up in your head, right? These small things, like, okay, like for when I'm playing that hammer, the only things that are going through my head are, yes, did I get outer? If yes, check off. Did I get inner cage? If yes, check. And I'm going in between. Those are my only two objectives the whole game. When you're playing spinner, you have a lot more on your list. You have to compartmentalize, and you have to be able to understand that this is my next objective. This is my next objective. This is my next objective. What this allows you to do is allows you to limit your downtime. And when you limit your downtime, you generate more points. And when you generate more points, you put yourself in a position to win. If there's anything that the team needs to focus on, right? I think, I mean, just rotations, right? I mean, it's just as simple as rotations, right? If you know that your hammer's on the way, like, and this involves, like, Starling, I know you know how to play hammer, so I know that you should be thinking about what your hammer probably would want to do. Like, if you were in the position of the hammer, this is what I probably would want, right? Or if I'm playing spinner, this is what I would do as your hammer players, right? So understand, right? Like, your team should understand what the rest of their team wants to do, what they're trying to do, right? This will then improve your team coordination without you ever having to open your mouth. Because if you know what your hammer wants to do, you don't got to communicate. You know what your hammer is going to do, so you can play accordingly. If your hammer knows what the spinner is going to do, you don't have to communicate. You can plan accordingly. So on and so forth. In addition to WNA, learn when you can make aggressive pushes, right? Don't make aggressive pushes when you're mid drone. When mid is up, don't make aggressive pushes when your inner corner is up. It gives your an opponent an opportunity to trade drones 1-for-1. When you're trading 1-for-1 like that, you end up achieving nothing, regardless of what ends up happening in that fight. And it especially becomes worth when you're not even trading 1-for-1. You end up losing the drone and dying for it, or you lose the drone and you end up the drone on your side of the map gets taken for free. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for WNA at least. Okay, all right. Let's see. What did I miss? First game on every map was so bad. Yes, it was. Every map for that scrim. They focused me to play hammer. Going to from the start was very bad. Why I gotta be chill? He ain't even think so. Big drones matter. Mixer would have been bad there. Maybe should have been. Okay. Yeah. So again, when I talked about this is why I don't like talking 50-50s, right? I don't like talking what ifs, because obviously there are plenty of things, and obviously the right play, right, is for you to back away in Mixer. Like after seeing how that series of events went out, obviously I would say you should back away in Mixer, right? So let's take it outside of the context of what we just saw, right? So let's bring it all the way back. You're gum dashing towards their outer. First question you ask yourself, why am I gum dashing towards our outer? Your answer would be, we're behind. I want to make sure that this drone is secured, right? Your next question should be, what is my team doing and do they need me, right? You know that your team is pushing their inner cage, right? So the answer is, okay, maybe they can win this fight by themselves. Maybe they don't need me. Okay, so maybe you going there is justified, right? Because you know that the other, if you look, you know, you take a little glance, you look, okay, 3 members of NWA are at their inner cage. Okay, I can go outer because I know it's going to be a 1v1 against a weapon that I'm favored against, right? So then, right, then you hit the drone once, you hit the drone twice. You have piercing Mixer. Okay, now you should be thinking, what should I do here? What should I do here, right? Can I take this drone before before 10 respawns? If yes, burn the drone. If no, preemptively start playing neutral. Don't wait for me. And you did do that. Preemptively start playing neutral. However, right, going back to what I said about having piercing Mixer, you have to think. When you're playing neutral, you have to think about everything you have, right? And if one of your options of playing neutral is to not play, don't play. That's why I can say, based on those series of events, the best play for you to make was for you to just leave. Because if I see you leave, I'm not chasing after you. I don't ever want to fight you in the history of forever. I'm playing hammer and you're playing spinner. I don't want to fight you. If you just leave and press piercing Mixer, I die. Or I'm forced, or I lose the drone, and I can't do anything about it. In addition, right, your team is still fighting over at the enemy's inner cage. So you can always, even if you don't get the drone, even if you don't get the EPON, you can always turn the piercing Mixer to go help them in that fight as well. But again, yeah, agree with your call that was a bad fight to take, yes. But yeah, all right, that's it. I'm going over Eagle City tomorrow because I need to sleep. I started the stream accidentally, but good to see people showed up. Yeah, I'm going to be right back. I'm gonna go drink some water. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do Eagle City tomorrow. Either tomorrow morning. Well, I mean, Starling, I'll ping you when I'm ready to go. But yeah, impromptu stream, but we take those. Thank you guys for watching. I can't. Whoever. I will send you the video I've been recording. I will send you the feedback in video format. Also, I will send this video to NWA for the brief things that I mentioned. Someone make sure everyone at NWA sees that clip. Just want everyone to understand that this is something that needs to be fixed. But yeah, thank you for whoever followed, even though I cannot see. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.